Hello everybody, welcome back to another exciting vlog, yay! I don't know why I decided to turn my camera around, because the usual spot that I do vlogs is right back over there, behind the camera. I'm pointing to nothing. Oh, hello cat! Hello! Hello! So happy. Look at the camera! You're just so happy, aren't you? You're so happy, you're so happy. There you go. Here, go eat or something. Oh, you're not gonna puke, are you? You look like you're about to puke. Anyways, how's everybody doing today? It is a March 3rd. I don't know why I looked at the clock to figure out what date it was, but yeah. I went to a job fair today, and it was the only job fair I've ever actually been to that didn't suck. I got an interview on the spot, and it was kind of funny because they had like a rating system for like each of the questions that they asked you. They said like, well, we have a structured interview, we have to ask these questions, and hopefully you're okay with answering all of them, and if you're not, basically you can just leave right now and we're not going to hire you. But yeah, I answered all the questions and they wrote down my response basically, and after they wrote down my response, they gave it like a rating out of 10, and I got, there were 6 questions, and in order I got 10, 10, 9, 10, 9.5, 10, which is like, holy crap. And she basically said that like, yeah, we're doing 10 interviews today, and you are the like 6th person, and you have the highest score so far, and we're shortening it down to a list of 5 people, so you are guaranteed to get a spot for a second interview, which is awesome, assuming that my references don't fuck me over and say like, oh yeah, he worked for me, he dealed meth on the job site, and he burned down the warehouse, and tried to pour water all over the safe to try and open it, or anything like that. Like, as long as they don't do that, I don't know why pouring water on the safe would open it, but like, you never know. The person that I used to work for isn't the brightest, so yeah. So I'm hoping that I can get a job out of that. They said they'd call me back in the next 2 weeks, but it's sort of like, as I was driving home, which was like 5 minutes ago, and I like just got home. I literally got home, turned on my camera, and started doing the vlog. But yeah, as soon as I got home, like on my way home, I was listening to a song, and it's called "Reason to Think Aloud" by Dan Mangan. That is an amazing song, first of all, if you want to listen to it. It is like two and a half to 3 minutes of acoustic folk, and then like the best fucking instrumental part ever. Like, it's sort of like folk instrumental. It's got like an epic electric guitar and stuff like that. I don't know. It's really, really good. But anyways, there's a line in the song that says like, pride tends to eat me up. Pride doesn't mean I'm proud. And I always sort of thought about that line. It always stood out to me. And I didn't really understand what it means until now. See, like, I have a lot of pride for a lot of these things. I will actually not walk into a game store and look directly at what I want to look at, because I don't want people to think poorly of me because of my choice in games and stuff like that. So like, I'll walk in and I'll want to look at amiibos. So I'll walk over to the PS3 stuff and I'll look at the PS3 stuff. Then I'll walk over to the DS stuff and look at the DS stuff, and then like the Wii U stuff and stuff like that. And then I'll go to the amiibos and look at that. And there's one time where somebody actually grabbed the last, I think it was a Mega Man amiibo, on me as I was doing that, because I have too much pride, and like, I don't want people to think poorly of me, think less of me because of that. But today I basically had to swallow my pride, walked into a retail store after I said that I would never take another retail job again after my last one, and apply for a retail job and get interviewed for a retail job. And that took a huge hit to my pride. And like, I do say that I have a lot of pride and stuff like that, but honestly, like, I am not a proud person. I don't pretend to go around and be like, my accomplishments are the greatest, I'm not the best. Well, I am the best at everything, or anything like that. Like, I'm not prideful. I'm like super modest, actually. Like, people always say that that's one of my good qualities, is that I'm really modest. Like, people always say like, oh, you're so book smart. I'm like, no, I'm not. And I don't really know where they get that from, because like, I didn't do that well in school. I mean, I got like a B average, but like, I don't know. And like, I'm not proud of the work that I did in school, because in all honesty, if I tried harder, I could have done better. And there were a lot of moments where I'm like, you know, I could study for this midterm and probably get 100%. or I could not study, play video games, and get 80%. So I did the 80% route. And I think there's one time in particular where I said that and I got like 50% because I misread the first question of 2 questions on the exam, and I actually got 100 on the question that nobody got right, and I got the question wrong for the question that everybody got right. Like literally every single person in the class except for me. And the prof wrote a note on my exam and he was like question mark all across the page. And I walked up to him after, I looked at him and I showed him the question mark, and he says, "Oh, so you're that guy." I'm like, "I didn't read the question right." And he just looks at me, he just laughed. I'm like, I just looked at him like, "Oh, you know that I know what I'm doing, but I read the question wrong," and I felt so bad about it. But yeah, like, stuff like that. Like, I'm not super proud of like any of my accomplishments or anything like that. Like, I just think they're things that everyday people could do, and I'm not like, I'm better than people for doing these things. No, like, I honestly think that anybody could go through engineering school if they try hard enough. I'm not wearing my ring right now, by the way. If anybody's wondering why, it's because I took my ring off because I was trying to hide my education from the people that were hiring me, because I didn't want them to think that I was overqualified for the job. I wanted them to think that I was taking some courses. Cat, are you like dead? What the fuck? You're just sitting there like dead. Anyways, like, I wanted them to think I was just taking some courses at the university, so I put on my resume, like, I have taken engineering courses that pertain to this job, and they asked, like, so what about these engineering courses? Like, what have you taken? I'm like, I've taken stuff on welding, stuff on milling, stuff on manufacturing, and they asked, like, did you graduate? And I said no, even though that's a complete lie, and I did. So they asked, like, are you planning on going back to school? I said no. And then they asked, did you fail out? And I said no, I dropped out because I was no longer interested, which is a total lie as well. And they asked why I went to school in the first place, because I said that, like, I never had any intentions of working as an engineer, which is a total lie as well. And I said because I was interested in it, but I didn't want to have to deal with the stress of knowing that you could kill people if you make a rounding error, which is actually quite true, and it's very sad. Cat, you have like a white spot showing. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know why I'm talking to my cat. You guys can't even see her. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this vlog. That was the one thing that I wanted to rant about. Listen to Reason to Think Aloud by Dan Mangan. That is an awesome song, and I'll probably try and remember to put a link in the description, but I will see you guys later. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.